Spending $600 on a brand new driver is a massive mistake for most everyday golfers, especially if you end up with the wrong shaft. Look, you don't need to spend tour money to hit fairways. Today, we're breaking down the 5 best budget golf drivers under $150, and later on, I'll show you the one sleeper deal that buyers completely ignore, and honestly, it costs them every time.
The golf industry wants you to believe last year's driver just stopped working the day the new one launched. Newsflash, it didn't. Average golfers aren't losing strokes because their gear is old. They're losing strokes because they buy expensive, current-year gear built for tour players' swing speeds. So what happens? You end up with a stiff shaft, slice a $5 ball deep into the woods, and just end up frustrated and broke.
This is exactly where most golfers waste money. Buying a stiff shaft when you actually have a slower swing speed, that just gives you a weak fade all day long. A used driver from a few years ago with the right flex is going to beat a brand new driver with the wrong flex almost every single time. It's all about the fit, not the hype.
Let's dive right into our first pick. The 2017 TaylorMade M2 is simply the best all-around budget buy on the market. If I had to hand one club to almost any golfer shopping in this price range, this is it. It launches high, and it has a genuinely great sound off the face. Plus, there are just tons of them on the used market right now, which keeps sellers honest and prices super low.
So here's the verdict on the M2. You should absolutely buy this if you want one simple, forgiving driver and you don't want to overthink it. But skip it if you need a strong draw bias to fight a nasty slice. And a quick warning, because it's so extremely popular, these things get pretty beat up. You really have to check the crown for cracks and the face for heavy wear before you buy.
Now, before you buy, you need to hear this next part. If your misses are all over the club face, you need something bigger. Enter the Ping G400 Max. This is the absolute best pick for pure forgiveness. It's a massive, heavy, incredibly stable head that heavily resists twisting at impact.
But look, it isn't perfect. Let's talk honest weaknesses here. It's definitely not the best-looking club at address. And if you're a fast swinger, it can be a bit too high spinning. So avoid it if you're chasing that low, flat ball flight. Also, while Ping heads hold up really well, you must verify it has the original shaft. Don't get stuck with a random pull-out shaft that totally ruins your tempo.
All right, let's shift gears. If you are a senior, or you just have a smooth, slower swing, you need something entirely different. The Cobra F-Max Airspeed is light, it has a built-in draw bias, and it offers high lofts. If you're tired of losing distance and fighting a slice, this design specifically helps the ball go left and get up in the air. The verdict on the F-Max is really clear. Buy it instantly if your swing is smooth and your typical miss is to the right. It'll do wonders for you. But avoid it completely if you swing hard. The ultralight build will feel super unstable, and if you already hook the ball, this club is just going to make it way worse.
The cheaper option is not always worse. Here's the catch. Massive sales volume for a club when it was new means there's a massive supply in the used market today, and that huge supply drives prices way down. This is exactly where you can find incredible value, especially if you care a lot about how a club feels.
And that brings us to the Callaway Rogue. Because this club was a massive seller a few years back, the supply is great and the prices have come down beautifully. For the money, this offers the absolute best feel. You get this incredibly solid, muted impact, and it still packs really strong forgiveness for its age.
But let's be honest about its limits. The standard Rogue is fairly neutral, meaning it won't fix a big slice. If that's your miss, you've got to track down the Rogue Draw version instead. Also, because these were high-volume sellers, they get tossed around a lot in used bins. Check the crown carefully for sky marks and look for scratches near the leading edge.
All right, time to pay off that sleeper deal I mentioned at the start. Meet the Cleveland Launcher HB. This thing completely flies under the radar. Since fewer people are actively searching for it, it just sits in used bins way cheaper than equally good options. It's incredibly easy to launch. If you want maximum club for minimum money and you don't care about the brand badge on the sole, this is the one.
The launcher's real weakness is its lack of adjustability. But honestly, a hosel you never tweak is a hosel you didn't need to pay for anyway. Now, if buying used, this next point matters a lot. Let's step away from the clubs for a second and talk about protecting your wallet, because buying used is a gamble.
Here are the mandatory inspection steps you absolutely cannot skip. Step 1. Ask for straight-on photos of the face and the leading edge. That's exactly where hairline cracks hide. Step 2. Confirm the exact shaft brand and flex in writing. Never buy a mystery shaft. And Step 3. Do the ring test. Tap the club face with a golf tee. If you hear a dull thud instead of a clean, high-pitched tone, the face is caved in.
and a cracked face is a dead club.
You also need a smart buying strategy. Watch the price ceiling. If a 5-year-old used driver is priced anywhere near a brand new clearance model, just buy the newer one. Timing matters too. Late fall and winter are quiet on the courses here in the US, so prices soften up. Finally, please don't pay for a $400 fitting. Just go to a big box store, hit a few flexes to see what works, write down the specs, and then shop used. Boom, free fitting.
Most buyers skip this and regret it later. Remember, in private used sales, there are 0 warranties. Condition is absolutely everything. If you cannot verify the face is completely intact, walk away. It's a non-negotiable rule. Let's clearly define exactly who should be shopping in this category. This is a very smart route if your budget is strictly under $150 and you just want the most forgiveness per dollar. But skip this entirely if your swing speed is over 105 miles per hour. At that speed, you really need a low-spin head and a premium shaft, so it's actually worth spending the extra cash.
Now, if the private used bin gamble makes you nervous, you do have alternatives. Buy certified pre-owned from a major retailer to get that safety net of a return window. Or, frankly, if your current driver head isn't cracked, just keep it. Buying a used shaft that actually matches your tempo and having it installed is often the absolute cheapest, most effective upgrade you can make to your bag.
But let's bring it back to our hard limit, $150. If you want one clear answer with absolutely no fence sitting, the TaylorMade M2 in the right loft and flex is the definitive, all-around best value pick under that price point.
But this next part changes the final answer completely. The ultimate verdict is this: do not overpay for old gear. Check the current price, compare it to brand new clearance models, verify the shaft, and inspect the face. If anything feels off, just walk away. Trust me, there is always another used driver out there. The absolute smartest budget move is spending less on the club itself and using the money you saved for lessons to actually learn how to hit it.
All right, now it's your turn. Drop your budget, your handicap, and the current driver you're using right down in the comments below. Tell me your usual miss off the tee, and I'll give you a straight answer on whether an upgrade is worth it or if you should just save your money. But before you go, ask yourself this: is your bad slice really the club's fault, or are you just paying for the illusion of a better swing? If this explainer helped you avoid a bad purchase, subscribe for more honest breakdowns. Play better, spend less.